afternoon, guys. Welcome to Feely's allotment. We are here at what was our new plot, or what we call the baby plot. And I thought, if you just come in, the gate was locked before, there's nobody here. So I thought we'll show you some of the progress that we've made. You okay, Roo? Now we home educate now, so Roo with me all the time. It's Thursday the 12th of July and it's about midday. Totally not the right time to come here, but from the bare patch of ground that we had, this is now our allotment. We've brought up some purple dwarf beans here. Roo is going to plant those, so I'm just going to put my bag down and I'll give you a little tour, I think. So we've got some potatoes in pots here. There's only these ones that I know, the Vizelli, and there's those ones there, and they're Aaron Pilot. The rest, I have no idea what they are. Replanted some, and I can't remember. So I think we'll go up and come back down. So we've got some leeks in here, and they seem to be doing really well. Really pleased with these, much better than what they did at the other plot. Despite the drought that we've been having with all this heat, I think I've watered them a couple of times when they were first planted, and then maybe once since. So we've got a gap here, and that's where my next lot of leeks are going, because some of the other ones were too small to put in. So they've been growing on at home, they're ready now, so hopefully we're getting some rain this weekend. If not, I'll wet a couple of lines in the ground, soak it a little bit, and then do my dibber. So hopefully that'll work. Got some brassicas in here. I'll lift this up. Here's the brassicas. Gosh, it needs weeding. They're not doing amazingly, but they're also not awful. There's space for some more at the top where a couple have died off, and I'm going to squeeze a few more in some of the wide gaps because I'm not very good at straight lines. And we don't necessarily want huge cabbages. I like small cabbages that I can just use in like 1 or 2 meals at a time. So we've got 5 rows of dwarf beans, and we have beans on them now. We've been harvesting for a few days, and they're really, really nice. They're Ferrari variety, and they're just so lovely. This year's the first year I'm doing real outdoor tomatoes, and yes, I know they need tidying up, and yes, I know they need staking. I will get round to it. These ones are Christmas grapes. These are my favourite tomatoes. They're tiny and quite sharp, as opposed to a quite sweet tomato. And the others, I don't know, Roo knocked them all over and lost all the labels. So they all look very different. I think that one might be cherry, red cherry. I don't know what this one is, but it's not doing very well. It's only got a few on it. And that one is either going to be Roma or the rainbow blend. You okay, Roo? Yeah. We've got another row over that side, I'll show you those. Small batch of sweet corn. As you probably know, I absolutely love my sweet corn. And that was all out of 150. That was all we got out of that one germination. I've got some more at the big plot now. These seem to be doing okay, but I'm really disappointed for sweet corn this year. We've got some squashes here. These need training inwards so they don't just go all across the path, but they're doing really well. Really pleased with those. And this is Roo's tent that she's playing in. Excuse me, pardon me. But that will be some more brassicas, sprouts and cauliflower in a couple of days. This is the fruit bed, so to say, which has got lots of volunteer borage come up, which is fine because the bees love it. And it adds a nice bit of colour, doesn't it? Yeah. Our dahlia, this is Dahlia Poo. This is grown from my dad. He isn't flowering yet, it's got some buds on. So it does seem a bit stunted because that's a really big dahlia, but it's not doing much. And the rhubarb's not doing too much either. I'll have to put some manure around that at the end of this year. I need to fill up the bird bath. Yeah. In this pot here we've got the blueberry, and there's another one there which is getting a bit overrun by the comfrey. It's come back nicely after the rabbits ate it, so I'm not too worried about it. And this was a gooseberry bush. I think I've taken every gooseberry off it now. Let me see. Yeah, I think they're all gone now. And they're really, really nice sort of deep red gooseberries we got from Elders. And in its second year it's produced quite a lot, hasn't it? And they were really nice. So my brother gave us it's only a small, I think it's like 4x6 greenhouse, which we'll do there for this plot. Anything bigger is just going to be too much. So this, I'm getting trapped in twine. This is the herb bed. And we've got lots of old school herbs, haven't we? Yeah. So we've got St John's wort. This is motherwort. No, wormwood. Motherwort's at home. We've got feverfew. Soapwort. Woad. And we've got some lavenders, and there's some tansy, lemon balm, rosemary, and some other bits and bobs somewhere, and horehound as well. They're all old school medicinal herbs that we're growing. Around the top of here I put in some squashes, just with the last ones, and it's the only real space that I've got, and that will be the pond. We did have that to go in it, but we literally got to there, which is like a spade's depth down, and it's just hard clay. There is no way we're getting it any deeper, so we're just going to put sand in it and then pond line it instead. So we've got a few little flowers looking a bit worse for wear. We've got our cleome and some pretty sunflowers. They were supposed to be giants, but well, they're not. And the squashes aren't doing too badly. They've only been in a few days. I'm quite pleased with them. Okay. These tomatoes have done quite nicely. Look at the size of these. I think these are ones that I got free with Kitchen Garden magazine, called marmalade or something like that. I don't know. There seems to be quite a few of them. They really need sorting out. I need to trim back some of the leaves and stake them. I'm hot too. It's really warm, isn't it? They're not staying long. So I need to sort those. I've got a spare batch ground there, and that's why we're going to put the beans in a minute. And we've got some beetroot, which have actually come on okay in the last few, like the last week. But before that, they didn't do anything for ages. But they're still not great, are they? Is that what you do? You show your belly when you're hot? A couple of shallots, not amounted to much. Spring onions, doing okay. And them in little bunches. Little cucumber plant. And the cucumbers. You see them? Cucumber plant is producing bitter cucumbers at the moment, but I think it's because it's been under stress, because it should be a bitter free variety. That's it, little bee. You help us out with that. There's a little one there, and we've got another one down there, and yes, darling.
It's because I'm too hot, lol.
Too hot, lol. A little squash down there, doing nicely. And what are we going to do with this cucumber?
I don't know.
We need to harvest that, don't we? Either have to take that today or tomorrow. Hello. Some few more tomato plants here. It is. It's a cornflower blue, isn't it? There's some mixed lettuce and sweet corn under there, and some peas are on the other side. But they're done now. They didn't really amount to much. We had some coriander, but as you can see, it's all gone to flower. And some more beetroot. Another bed of squashes. Now these look like they need water desperately. I'm going to have to come and do it tonight. They're all wilty. It doesn't look like a happy squash. I'll have to sort those out. Here we have my mum's courgette plant, which everything just keeps. She's had one courgette off it. Plant looks fantastic, but it's not really producing much at all. Some lovely parsley. This is really nice. Right, so the camera cut out. So yes, we've got the courgette. These beans are Roof Bible beans. and they are green with these lovely purple flecks on, and therefore we're going to let them dry off and store for in stews and everything, so we won't be eating them as as green beans. But they're not doing fantastically, and I think this is the only Blue Lake plant that we got out of all the ones that we're sowing. I don't know if it's a packet of seeds because I've resown and resown, and I literally got a couple out of each one. They're just awful. These are Italian Snap and Ventures Climbing, and as you can see, they're doing much better. Really bushy. They're not up very high, but they will be. And we've got beans. Great. And again, these are used for these are going to be used for shelling. Although I might try these. Might try some of these as green beans. Runners aren't fab. I've been spraying them with water to try and make the flowers set a bit better. We've got a couple down here, but there's not a lot on them at all, and the plants are really skinny. Bellottis have done much better, but again, not as well as last year at all. It's just still a bit sorry for itself. These are annoying me. These, as you can see without me being in the shadow, these are or supposed to be Chinese red noodle beans, which are like a yard long deep red bean, and as you can see, they are dwarf beans of a green variety that are nowhere near a yard long. Blessed Pennard plants, I messaged them, I sent them a photograph, and I said, are they supposed to be like this? And they said no. And so they've sent me some Rockencore seeds and some cannellini seeds, as well as some tomatoes, which I ordered myself. But they've sent me a couple of replacements, which is really sweet of them. So I'm going to sow some beans when I get home. We're going to take the trolley in a minute, go to the local shop and try and drag home a bag of compost. So yeah, beans, not great. The other plot, they've just been eaten. We've had no slug damage on this plot at all, other than one marigold. That's it. So we're really pleased. Here, potatoes, the worst crop I've ever had. The biggest failure of the year. You put your shirt on around your waist. You tied it at the back. That's cool. Never had such a bad year. And at the other plot, they're the same. They're just not getting anywhere. There's some people over here, lovely people. They've got loads of top, but when they dug it up, they've got nothing underneath. There's just virtually nothing there. So I'm hoping that these are the opposite, and they actually do well. Got some squashes here. I don't think we've got any. Still only getting male flowers. Still. Ow, spiky. But they are getting away. This was a last ditch attempt at getting some extra sweet corn. I sown some about 4 weeks ago. And I thought, you know what, it's spare seed. And again, out of God knows how many, this is all that came up. I thought, well, it's worth a shot. The seasons are all over the place. We don't know what the end of the year is going to be like. So I thought I may as well put them in. We've got a little flower bed down the bottom here with dahlias and cosmos and tithonia, borage, and that's doing well. So that brings us back to the bottom. It's only a little half plot. We decided not to do the fancy design that we were going to do because I thought it was more important just to get stuff in the ground this year. Next year we'll do more. We've got lots of plans to make it ours. It's lovely because I can just pop up here in the middle of the day, or 6 o'clock in the morning when I let the chickens out, or 9 o'clock at night when the sun's going down and Rue's going to bed. I can come up here and get some peace. So yeah, it is really nice. I'm really enjoying being here. I think we've done okay for the couple of months that we've had it. Just need to try and get the greenhouse up this weekend. Sort them tomatoes out. So yeah, from Feely's allotment garden. Apologies for no videos for ages. I will do a video when we get up the big plot this weekend and show you what a tip it is. I just give up. I honestly just give up. It's just, I'll explain when I get there. Okay. So I'm going to harvest a few beans. I'm going to plant these purple podded dwarfs now, although to be honest they'll probably be better to be done later. I'll plant them now, it'll be okay. And then I'll come back up later and do some watering, I think, if there's anything left in the water pot. There's a bit, that'll do. Okay, so thanks for watching. hello to all the new subscribers. Apologies for the absence, but I'll catch up with you soon. I hope you're all actually getting some crops this year. Let me know what's actually working for you and what's failing, because to me this year my tomatoes are doing great, outside as well, but my beans and my potatoes are rubbish, but my leeks are doing good as well. So yeah, so let me know what's going well for you and what's not so well, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.